this presentation deals about, what is an energy island. Then we're going to run through all the different technologies that is relevant for energy islands. So solar thermal, solar PV, solar CSP, wind, hydro, biomass. Then we're going to talk about storage. The moment you want to do renewable energy in the context of a city, then storage becomes the holy grail. Then we're going to talk a little bit about integrating renewable energy into the supply system. We're going to talk a little bit about cost and then make some conclusions. Can we generate more electricity than we actually use? And there's a little village called Wildpolsried in Germany, and they produce 4 times the energy they need. So they export 321% of the energy that they actually use, they export. But you can of course see what the big problem is. They've got lots and lots of PV panels on their roofs, which means at night they're in trouble. So then they actually take some energy back out of the grid. So they use the grid as a battery, but they produce more energy than they use. So they're actually a net exporter of energy. And there's an island there. Even though it's close to Sweden, it belongs to Denmark, and it's called Bornholm. And they say they are the smartest, greenest grid around. And the way that it works is they have a bunch of wind, they have some biomass power plants, but they have this cable that connects them to Sweden, and there they get some nuclear energy from them to run them. And you can see that they've done a lot of work. They've got 28,000 customers, they've got 35 megawatts of wind, 16 megawatts of CHP, which is combined heat and power, mainly burning biomass, wood. Okay, 2 megawatts of PV because the sun doesn't shine there. They've got a biogas plant of 2 megawatts. They've got 5 district heating plants. They are trying to go 100% green, and it's easy to go 80%. Well, it's easy to go 50% green on an island like this. It's fairly easy to go maybe 80%. That last 20% is really, really hard, which means it's really, really expensive. Okay, so they haven't cut this cable yet. So just understand that it's easy to say these things. It's a little bit more difficult to implement them, and you can do it. The technology is around, but the price is then what you have to take care of. Okay, so it's an energy island then means it's a combination of a lot of different resources, and with renewables, and I'll show you later, you have to actually, you cannot only do PV or only wind, you need all of them. In a country like South Africa, for 1 kilowatt peak, that's what we say an installed panel is, 1 kilowatt panel, right? You can get in Kimberley 1,854 kilowatt hours out of that. That's the energy you get. And you can multiply that now by 150 if you want. And what will that be? That will be about 2,700 rands worth of electricity you'll get out of one panel. Okay. Pretoria a little bit less, I'll get to you now. Riversdale and Stellenbosch is about the same. You can go work out exactly how much energy you will get for your panel when you install it, which is very important. Because when you go and design a smart city with PV, you first need to know how much it's going to cost you, and then how much are you going to get back on that investment, okay? And with PV, you can actually predict that into the future really well, okay? Wind's a little bit more difficult, but PV you can. In Europe, Leuven, Germany, they typically have 100 sunny days a year, okay? Remember, there are 365 sunny days. 365 days in a year. In Durban, we have 200 sunny days, right? So twice the sun they have in. So the worst place in South Africa to put it already is double the best places in Germany. And here we have over 300 sunny days, okay? 3 times better, which is very important. I'll get to you now. It's very important, which means that for the same panel that they put up in Leuven, you'll get double the income in Durban and 3 times the income in Kimberley or Uppington. If you're going to design a smart city, you can say, in my smart city, I only want energy efficient appliances that can switch themselves on and off when we tell them because they are smart. Okay, so think about that. So a mall is a fantastic client for a PV, right? Because even in the middle of flipping the summer holidays, between Christmas and New Year, when the university is shut down and we don't use any electricity here, where are you guys? You are in the malls, right? You are spending your money in the malls, and the aircons are humming and the fridges are being opened, so there's a lot of stuff. So malls are fantastic. Your smart city must have time of use tariffs. So you make it very expensive to use electricity during the evening times and the peak times, so you force the people to put on their washing machines in the middle of the day or the middle of the night, okay, when electricity is cheap. I just want to show you how blessed we are as a country with solar energy, and it's a shame that we don't use it. And this again is what happens when private industry comes in, okay? So it's a bidding process. So the government says, we will buy your electricity, but you have to come in at a very good price. So private industry says, okay, we can drive the price down. And just look at how they drove that price down over a period of 4 years and four bidding windows. They really, really drove it down, okay? So that's why we should not buy nuclear power stations from Rosatom. We should go out on tender if we want to buy them.